Yeah.
permanently.
Oh, I see.
into it.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's going to. I
Yes.
don't think that's going to.
Forever.
So,
Even down here on the corner.
so that's
Do you
all.
remember the
which
corner?
I'll tell
Post
Tommy.
office?
It's should be.
I didn't know if you knew about those.
January, and
And
they're hoping to go ahead. And
Yeah,
get it
they
done.
built this one soon after
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
I started working.
Good.
Post office. I started in 1970 working here. in
Safety
Austin.
grant, I've got a meeting
Bob Silver
tomorrow with the.
apparently knew Todd well.
Oh, yeah. Yep.
And
This is Rossville.
he gave me a tape of her conversation, and he just loved her laugh. And so
Since we got money.
Now, I did not know that because I came, I'm a move-in bride, so I did not know them. I know all about them, but I
Which
didn't know them.
I'll just let you know.
he just wanted to
It'll be
let
a
me know
special
what Todd
meeting
was
for the
about.
community crossings in January.
E-Series disable alarm.
We'll try to piggyback like scoring what engineers
Did
submit.
you get it worked?
Yeah,
That way
it's on.
The design and bidding part of it will be covered at 90%.
Okay.
Oh, are you audio now?
But
Yeah, it's on.
that requires some hoops.
Yep,
We're not talking for world
They
hear.
all do.
Oh, yes.
You tell us while you go online. don't
it's
you?
on.
It's
I
live.
just turned it on.
Like we can live stream from our homes.
Yeah,
Wow.
You don't have to get out.
yeah.
If there's this much snow, you can stay home, and we have to get here somehow, maybe, or we're not.
We're not.
You can call in maybe and say, Brooke will be here and she'll facilitate.
Yeah.
She might be lonely.
There's Ben.
So you're going to tell us all about that? I'm hoping
You say there's
About
better.
what?
that you can get on.
We don't know. Ben, we're not experts on it.
No, but you tell people that we can do
There he is.
Oh yeah, we'll put it on. But,
I thought it was gonna be lonely
I
here.
finally found it on YouTube.
did you?
Yeah, I
Good.
subscribed to it.
Good deal.
You're not on strike.
No, we didn't strike.
Yeah, I found it November 12th.
You get in here.
My wife did.
Oh, she did. Okay.
Yeah, my wife got a
Oh, those are
car.
nice.
She's had that same one for 11 years. She
Oh,
was,
okay.
she
Well,
was tired of it.
I don't blame her. Don't blame her. Okay, we'll call this meeting to order. Thank you all for coming out this evening. Getting a little colder, so it's nice to get out, I guess. Ben, have you had? You're looking over the minutes there now. I'll let you give you a minute or two to look that over and get those approved. While he's doing that, I'll go to Ed. I know you don't have a whole lot to talk about because he can go ahead for the minutes anyhow. So
Yeah, I mean, the computer systems were locked up today because they did an update, did dispatch, so they locked up our whole system, so I couldn't get an update for to month on our incidents. Everything about to par, normal. We did get the couch and stuff removed out of the alley that we talked about last month, so that's gone. We did purchase 2 ballistic vests today that need to be purchased for 2 officers at a cost of like $2,300 a piece. They expire every 5 years, so it's
we've already got that money budgeted. So
yeah, that money's already budgeted. I think we're moving along on. Chad got the material for most of the material for the loft. So for the winter project. As far as flock goes, I was just talking to legal counsel that we need to get a SOP in place for the flock system. Had to kick off yesterday with flock. Got everything registered, got all the users registered, and we have training that we have to do to be certified. So we'll be doing that as well. Working on paperwork for the permitting today. So that's about all I have.
I understand you had a little. You was able to kind of break up a bank fraud.
Yeah, that's leave it at that.
Congratulations, our hero. Okay. All right, Ben, have you looked over the minutes
Yeah.
there?
I'll make a
Okay.
motion to accept the minutes.
Okay, I'll second that. And in favor? Aye. So yeah, we accepted the minutes. Okay, Chad, you are next.
Okay, not a lot. Water's still in the red, or we might actually break even. I don't know. We'll see if nothing happens that I will not name before the end of the year. Then we might actually break even.
It's getting colder. You probably have a water main break.
Giving me a twitch there. So.
Yeah.
Wastewater's doing better. Solidly in the black, but like I said, we didn't hit our sewer cleaning and televising goal for the year. We haven't. She just got the final invoice from that for some reason. So,
How much do you think we got done? Ballpark.
well, the goal is usually 20%. So I'd say if we got 15, we were doing good. It was just we ran into a lot of roots, and roots take time. You don't do as much mechanical cutting anymore because it damages the pipe. So you use a water cutter, and it's just very time consuming. You have to have the guy in the camera truck has to sit there and look at the head of the machine to make sure it's actually cutting the roots. And it was kind of disappointing because they were sewers that we now are on a program for, like on West Ramey, where we had done those 6-7 years ago and cleaned all the roots out of them, and they were back just as bad.
So that new tractor and cutting head help with that?
Well, like I said, our jet, like our camera, just cameras, the vac truck with the jetter actually runs the cutter. So I did ask for just cutting roots. There is a possibility we could buy a head for our jet if our jet produces enough pressure and volume to run it. So I did ask about that because there's usually not a lot of stuff you have to vac up from that. So if we're just talking about time, I'd much rather do that with our equipment than pay a vac truck $360 an hour to just sit there and just cut on those roots. So I did ask about that. I'm waiting to hear back whether our jet will actually run one and how much it costs for that cutting head. And then I'll come back to you on that. But so yeah, you kind of read my mind. That was something that popped into my head after, because it was very painful. You go back 2 hours later and they cleaned 10 feet. It's just very time consuming to cut roots. So, and it was disappointing that they came back so quickly. So other than that, yeah, the computer, video encoder and software has been installed. We haven't got the invoice for the encoder and the software. So like I said, we're still going to end the year solidly in the black, but it's one of those we're going to go right back into. If we can get some of that done over the winter, get some good weather days, we may go ahead and try to get after it over the winter rather than waiting for summertime. Seems like when we wait for summer, we always end up getting behind. So yeah, that good news overall. But it's holding. The new grasshopper showed up yesterday, so that's all been taken care of, put away for the winter. So on the table there, so we're in the street department stuff now. So on the table there is a proposal. The one with the pink here is a proposal for the Title VI and the ADA assistance from BFNS. Since we were granted the HSIP, the safety grant, we expect NDOT will be looking to see if our ADA and Title VI programs are up to date, which they need some work. This is what we talked about in writing. I believe it's 3,000, max 3,000 for the ADA program, max 3,000 for the Title VI, which is less than I thought it might be. So yeah, that's just for your consideration to move forward with.
See, we kind of looked at this last time.
I didn't have the agreement the last time. So
Okay, we had something, didn't we?
that was the bidding,
Okay.
bidding and constructions assistance for the community crossings grant.
Okay.
So yeah, the bottom line number is the 3 and 3 for that. So.
That'll give you that.
You probably want to make that official with a motion.
Yeah.
Make a motion to sign the agreement between the town and BFNS for the work for the ADA and Title VI updates to the town's policies.
I will second that. And all in favor? Aye. Okay. By the way, we're running shorthanded tonight because Sally is at a wedding in Florida. So
Okay, well that, so then the community crossings that has been awarded, this, other than Brooke can, there's a place for Brooke to just attest, BFNS will advertise, this is the advertisements to bid. The only thing, they did go ahead and put a date in here for a special meeting that I didn't think that they were gonna do. So if you don't wanna do it on January 21st, which I didn't even look at
Where's
my
that fall
calendar, then I just need to know pretty quickly, so they're gonna take care of advertising this in the paper.
Third Tuesday of the month?
I think so. But I probably, but once we have it, there's just a place for her to sign that we're, but you need to memorialize it to the
Third
motion.
Tuesday?
Third Tuesday of the month, yeah.
And that basically, that's a special meeting to, open the bids, which, more than likely you'll take under advisement. And then,
Okay. And put a time down, just a date.
I believe
6:30,
6:30,
okay.
6:30, yeah.
Okay.
So then, you just need a motion to say that we're going to advertise for bids for the community crossings,
Okay.
2024-2. Community crossings grant.
Publicly put the bids out.
Yeah, to advertise for bids.
Make a motion for 2024-2 CCMG. So this is, so the town can do this or BFNS?
BFNS is gonna advertise.
So BFNS can advertise on the town's behalf for the street works for next year.
I'll second that motion. And all in favor? Aye. Okay. Now we're official.
Okay, so yeah, the vac truck did well for leaf pickup, but as I don't have like a firm plan, but yeah, that truck's gonna need some work. It's the chassis of the meat and potatoes of the truck working is fine. It's the chassis of the truck that is starting to give us fits. It's an old enough chassis that it, for instance, he broke the door handle.
Mhm.
I can't even find a junkyard to get me a door handle. So he took the one off the passenger side, put it on the driver's side, luckily. And so it's, that's besides refurbishing the actual vacuum portion of the truck. That's some of the challenges we're facing. Last year, before you guys took over, the air tanks went bad and Ford no longer made the air tanks. So we had to have other air tanks fitted to the truck to make, the brakes work. And so that's, just to give you an idea, I'm trying to come up with some plans for it, and where we can fund keeping that truck, because there is no way a town this size can afford to replace that truck. So those trucks are $500,000 now. So I'll just keep you in the loop. But
Okay.
I don't want to sneak up on you with it and surprise you, but we're going to have to do something with it to keep it.
Is it a major operation to take the vac stuff and get it onto a new chassis?
Well,
Obviously,
I'm not.
you're
Well,
not-
that's.
I mean,
I'm not really looking at a new. I'm looking at a pre-emissions chassis, and specifically, it's called a crane carrier chassis. You would see a lot of them carrying garbage trucks beds. Basically,
Okay.
allows you to drive the truck standing up on either side of the truck. They're not made for comfort; they're made for function. So I'd be looking for an older one of those chassis, and then yes, it's not terribly difficult, and we would need the help of like Dave Warner or Rossville Truck Repair to somebody with a large crane that could move
so it's okay.
our vacuum unit, street
Yeah.
sweeper unit over to another chassis. But yeah, we're really trying to stay away from anything newer, believe it or not, than a 2004 or 2005 chassis, because then you get into all the emissions. And for what we use the truck for, the truck's not. I mean, if we put 500 miles on the truck a year, I'd be surprised. It's always moving around town.
Mhm. Okay.
So yeah, no, just like I said, just a kind of an update. The Ed alluded to that. But yes, I did we procured about $900 in material so far. I really don't. That should take care of most of it as far as wood material. So that budget I gave you was very conservative. I think,
Okay.
plumbing, I still need to get the plumbing, and then we're going to go look for the stackable washer and dryer soon, so I can get the bill and get it paid Because we're kind of in that mode right now, making sure that everything that needs to be paid on this year's budget gets paid on this year's budget. So,
Okay.
so that's
Did you
just
guys decide against the entry door up there?
So I did look at it. So that door is the current door. There's no way to make it taller. It's when you open it, it's level with the floor. So what we're going to try to do is make the loft where you're standing up, and then you would just kind of step in. You're still gonna, if you could get maybe 6 inches. If you could get another door that's 6 inches taller, that's the most you're going to get out of it. It's so it's just really not worth messing with at that point. But the nice thing is you're not stepping over. You're stepping. So we're going to try to make it ergonomic to where when you're on the loft, you're not in this weird position to go into that attic space. So
I
yeah,
think it's gotta be better than trying to do it off a ladder.
yes, it was, well, just getting up there on the ladder to look at it. I was like, I just can't imagine heaving boxes up here this way. So, the community foundation grant we talked about with the We Go Round, everything's on order. It should be shipping by the end of this month is what they're telling me, and they're actually planning on, weather permitting, having it done before spring. So, community foundation sent us the check for their portion, so we're in good shape there. So, which was, then on that note, Ben, to your comment, that's the press release. I thought about the inclusive thing is a buzzword. Some people don't. I thought about putting inclusive handicap accessible playground equipment, but I just left it with quotation marks inclusive. So, and fix the NDOT thing. So, which I guess officially, yeah. So the safety grant for the crosswalk lighting was approved for. Don't have the exact number in front of me. I think it's $165,000, which will match 10%. And then I have a meeting with NDOT in the morning, a coordination meeting, because we have to start, since we asked for engineering money, we'll have to start jumping through some hoops to select an engineer officially to do the work, which means we'll try to that special meeting you're doing for the bid opening. We'll try to piggyback the, what they call a request for proposals in that meeting, so we can review those at the same meeting. Because if we don't have somebody under contract by March, then we forfeit the 30-some thousand in engineering money. So which I think is the 30-some thousand should be more than conservative to install the crosswalk, design for the crosswalk lights and things like that, and then the LED stop signs, which are on 2 places on Delphi and Plank, Delphi and East, Ramey and Gaddis, and then the feedback speed limit signs. I know on Delphi Road, I'd have to go back to the list to make sure I remember them all. But so yeah, we were officially awarded that, so that figured whoever we can send that press release to would be good to get the word out. That's because on the first one on the community crossings, I actually went back because I was curious what we have been awarded since 2016. That was a pretty impressive number. So 1.8 million since 2016. So I think that should be. I'm going to the back page here. Unless you have any questions. Oh, pavilion. So we've had some issues at the pavilion with the stove. It's a gas stove, and we've had several renters complain of odor from the gas, which is the pilot light that keeps going out. It's a very cheap stove. Sean and I discussed, I don't think Brooke has any objections. I'd like to just get and it's kind of a pain to clean after the rentals, the way that's set up. So we'd like to just replace it. There's enough electric service there to replace it with an electric, like just a glass top stove that's much easier to clean. So building maintenance has plenty of budget left to cover that. And then I'd also been working with Skiles Electric to fix the emergency lighting in there is built in to the fixtures, and it is not reliable. They get to buzzing, and so we're going to replace them with the ones that just go above the exit signs, and then we're going to change out, because we've already had to bypass several of them. We're going to change out the bulbs in the fixtures to take the ballast out and just put LED direct bulbs in. So I've been working with Skiles on that, and then the stove. Apparently the stove pilot went out again last week, and of course it's alarming to the people renting it.
Sure.
So
There's a very strong gas smell
Yeah.
Saturday night at 11.
yeah,
Uh,
so
Okay.
it's happened enough times that I think it's time to do something. So,
Okay.
but
Okay.
that was it.
Okey doke. Well, Bob, looks like you're next on the list here.
Got a proposed ordinance for stop signs that we passed
I guided him on his. I
Yeah.
sure hope
Yeah.
today. I sure hope I said it right.
yeah.
But I think I
And,
had a good understanding of what we all were talking about. But if not, it's my fault.
But one of the things, when I was looking at the beacon map, and we all have recognized that beacon isn't
Thanks.
accurate at times.
Mm-hmm.
But I was looking at it, and Chad, or one of you all, can answer this question. The stop signs that we're putting up, the stop sign on the for the eastbound Delphi Road, I don't think is in the town of Rossville.
Dun dun dun.
You want that? Yeah.
Well, it's
Yeah.
it is in our certified Delphi
Yeah.
Road out almost to the bridge is in our certified road inventory.
Yeah, so you get
But
both
yeah, I
sides.
agree on Beacon. The line is on the
Yeah,
road.
the line looked like it runs down the middle of the road.
Yeah, so I guess that gets. I know I petitioned to add some that I knew we were taking care of to our NDOT certified inventory back in 2018, and they accepted it and they show it on our inventory now.
Okay.
But yeah, I agree. When you look at there, it looks like it's running down.
Yeah, so I don't know if the cemetery considers himself in the town or if they consider themselves out of the town. Because it looks like the sign would probably be on their side of
One of
their
them would
road.
be, yeah, for
Yes,
sure.
Tim. He is the cemetery.
I mean, well, how's that? If it's on our, so we'd have to look to see if we have own the right of way for the road.
You have the stop sign and you can have people stop, but if you don't have any authority, you really can't fine them for running the stop sign.
But what they don't know won't hurt them.
Well, and the Boyds that are just past us, that first house on Maud, she said that they would welcome a stop sign in their yard. That's what she told Steve and I.
Which would, at least that would get the westbound traffic.
Yeah, the westbound I didn't have a question about. It was the eastbound on Delphi that
So the solution for, without a doubt, would be a surveyor to survey where our right of way is, or
Well, you see what the town has annexed when they annexed the probably that subdivision. And because I doubt if they annexed.
Well, the easy solution would be to move the stop sign back to west, Mod Drive West.
does it? I haven't looked at. Does it jog back?
Or are you saying that whole side of the road?
Well, they were.
We could put one right in front of Jerry Gaylor's house. Put one in his yard. He'd be okay with it.
Well, I'll get on the
Yeah, get
beacon
on
side
there.
and see if it's obvious or not.
All right.
It's easier to see on the actual computer screen than it is going to be on the phone, but still, you can expand it as much as you
He'll
want.
have a laptop.
Okay.
Be a little better than a phone.
And again, whether or not it's in there, but my guess is when the subdivision was put in there, at best they went out to the middle of the road.
What's the password for the Wi-Fi up here?
Rossville, all lowercase. I think. Would that work?
It's checking. If not, I'll just use the hotspot on my phone.
Okay. I meant to drive down there after work too and see if there were stop signs coming off a mod, coming off the the horseshoe.
if I'm reading this right, this is proposing we have stop signs at both Maud Drives, east and west.
No.
That's all east.
It's all east.
Okay.
Basically make Maud East a three-way stop.
Wouldn't the one going towards Cutler work better in the Willis's yard, which is the house next to the cemetery?
Okay, so I've got
The
the
Willis
found.
is-
Okay.
Yeah, the Willis is the last house before the cemetery.
Yeah,
And
so
that,
why?
Oh.
and that, I think that's probably in,
So you're stopping them at basically Maud Drive West.
And you're stopping
And
them going in at
east.
Maud Drive, well, that first Maud Drive going towards town, which is the boys, they live on that corner house.
Yeah.
She's the one that said that they'd be fine with the stop
Yeah.
sign being in their yard because, I mean, they fly around the corner. I've about gotten hit coming out of my driveway several times.
we don't need an ordinance to put up that warning stop sign that there's one in the future around the corner. It would probably be helpful.
Yeah.
But if
Yeah.
if it's somebody that was new, they were going around the corner and all of a sudden, stop sign.
Stop ahead.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the stop
We also
sign.
talked about making the one double-sided that's going to be over by the cemetery, so they could see it coming from that way. Coming around the curve, they would see it in their.
Yeah, it's definitely. Yeah, that's definitely not an issue if you did it at. I see what you're saying.
At Willis's?
At Willis's. Let me see if I can. Let me see where that's the corporation line. See what he's talking about. Where it's,
Yeah,
it's,
yeah.
You know, according to this, it's
Yeah.
more on the middle. Well, I guess it is middle of the road, but see, this is Willis's house here, and that's clearly in corporation
Right.
boundary. So,
Right.
You could always ask the county to do the stop sign too.
well, they weren't. They weren't when I asked for that road inventory change. They didn't. They weren't overly communicative with me about
Well, the county highway guy's
jurisdiction
not
of
really
it.
communicative with anybody. It's not that he's
Well,
not
this
not
is
being pleasant to you. He's just not very.
Just
communicative.
keep in mind the lane that goes back to the people are coming out of for the Ball Diamond. Is that
Which-
going to be a pain? I just feel like if it is going to be a pain, I'm not saying it is, but if it is, we're going to hear a lot about it from when baseball season starts and softball season. From people going, who's the genius that decided to put a stop sign here? I can already hear it.
Well, no matter what, everybody's not
Yeah.
gonna be happy.
But that should be far enough away.
Is it? On Maud West, it's far enough away
Well,
from that
not
lane.
Maud East.
Yeah, Maud East, I don't have any.
Yeah.
I know that's not going to be a problem. I'm just
Right.
saying.
corporation boundary,
hmm
and then so yeah, the stop sign at west wouldn't be. But I see your point.
But if we put it
That'd be right here.
here, that's not too bad.
Yeah, that'd be
So-
back here. Of course, I think you're.
I wouldn't
The
call
concern,
it a block
which it
away,
was
but it's
no-
not right there. So,
Yeah, because when they come out of their driveway, do they have to stop or?
and they can't back through a stop sign; it's illegal. But we already talked about that. That what's their names have to all the time now. Marlins,
Oh, Brad.
yeah, because it's illegal to back through a stop sign. So they'll have to if they're going. I mean, obviously, most of the time they're probably not going that direction, but they'd be
Yeah.
coming back into town.
The town marshal and the deputy sheriff, the state police all have discretion as to whether or not they want to give somebody a ticket.
Right. Yeah, I think it'd work either place. But, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
But I think it probably would be better if you had it.
I think east
know,
is
like
best.
this statement
I don't know
here.
if,
Yeah.
I guess who would you reach out to for the county to ask if we could, if they would put an ordinance for one stop sign eastbound on Delphi at East Mont?
Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
I
whether
just
it's-
I have a feeling, and like I said, I'm more than willing to reach out to him. It's going to be. I basically muddied the water back in 2018. I mean, our road inventory already showed it to their house.
Wilson.
It shows in the curve there.
Yeah, it showed it in the curve.
Yeah.
But
uh-huh.
you could clearly tell we were taking care of a little bit more than that. So I added that to our road inventory because I was doing an update because like Sunset Meadows, there was like a half a mile road out there that was not in our inventory. And you have to have it in your inventory to get your tax money and to get your community crossings money. So I just kind of, like Otten Road was another one that we kind of tidied up, which I guess I should look at that because I think Otten Road shows up the same way. It used to be a county road.
House in the city limits.
So
I
That's
don't
the
know.
one
I don't know
that's,
who the Kings are.
that's the house that's, as you're going past our
Who do
house.
you-
and
so
there's
same
lanes
thing
to the
on
right,
Otten
it goes
Road.
along
Who do you
the
talk
about?
cemetery back there. The house
well,
right
I'd start
there.
with the
County
highway
highway
department
guy is Rich
surveyor.
Campbell.
Kind of back behind the cemetery.
And see what
No,
they,
'cause he's
I
saying-
reached out to him, but I
The
took
bridge,
They
and aren't they
basically
right
kinda
after the bridge? Or
didn't
they
have
right
a-
before?
didn't seem to have an
Bridge
objection to
right
it, so I
across
went
from
and filled out the paperwork
Connie's
for our inventory.
lower-
I know what you're
You
talking
see
about.
Otten Road the
The,
same way. There's the corporation
forget the
boundary,
people who
but
used to live
we
there.
show the
Rhonda
road in our inventory through the
and
county.
Ben
Hopkins.
Yes, thank you, Hopkins.
Now
Technically,
it's
that
King.
whole part
Steve's King.
north
Yeah.
of that
It's
out to
young.
the curve is
Too
it's
young.
not in corporation limits. We're taking care of it. So
But if that already shows out on Mott Drive that area is in,
well, it shows half the road is in.
yeah, I mean, I don't
So
think,
I guess you'd have to get a surveyor to find out, to pour through records to find out what.
Or to look at the plat at the
Yeah,
Mont
to see
Drive
what
and see
is
what
in-
they, because that's probably what got annexed into the town, whatever they said their plat.
Should have been in the, I mean, that was built in the 80s is when that Mont Drive got added. So otherwise, you'd be looking at an annexation for half a road, I guess. I don't know how that works, but time.
if we stuck a stop sign there, probably no one even noticed it. As far as county would go.
Yeah.
I won't do that.
But I would predict that their answer is going to be, well, you're showing it in your road inventory. It's your road.
Yeah,
So as far as the county putting a stop sign there, I would doubt that they would entertain that if we're showing it in our road inventory that we're getting tax money for. So we'd be back to figuring out what it takes to make sure we have right of way for the entire road, which is, it's just time and money to do that.
I mean, if we're maintaining the road, that's one thing, but do we have the right of way 6 feet off the road? Or is that,
As an
or
example,
is that county?
Plank. Well, that's yeah. Well,
You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
just because we have right of way the road, that doesn't necessarily mean the right of way
I would
extends.
If you have right of way, I would say you have a leg to stand on. But if we don't have the right of way, which we've run into this before on Plank Street between Delphi Road and the wastewater plant, that's why we had to end up doing an easement with the trailer park owner at the time, because the right of way did not cover the width of the road when we went to rebuild that road. So we ended up with an easement for the utilities to cover ourselves on the utilities.
With
So-
just the name of the road, my guess that Delphi Road was a path out of town going to Delphi.
On the old maps, it calls it Delphi gravel. On
And
the old water maps and such.
so
So
it
So
just,
could you-
it just was there, and then they sold the sections as to when you bought your acreage, you bought a certain amount, and the road was just on your ground. And then when they surveyed for the plat, my guess is the cemetery bought that ground a long time ago. It looks like it's been there for a long time. It probably just bought whatever the square was that they bought, and that square was just part of the road. So the road, especially gravel roads, have a tendency to move as whenever there's a turn, the road turns out as you turn. And so I doubt if there is a so-called right of way for that road. It's just there.
yeah. Of course, we already have one sign there that tells about golf carts on that road, on that
yeah,
north side.
yeah, and the speed limit sign.
Yeah.
Speed limit sign didn't require necessarily an ordinance for the speed limit signs.
No, they aren't driving illegally until they get into the town of Rossville. So.
Well, the speed limit sign's out just south of the bridge, around the curve. So, and it also says Rossville town limit on the sign.
Mm-hmm.
So, which is
We-
it's based on where we added that to our certified road inventory. So,
If we find out there's no right of way and the county doesn't want to entertain putting a stop sign on the south side of Delphi to stop eastbound traffic, could we approach cemetery for an easement, and would that grant us?
Easement
The
just
right.
has a right to go over it. It would give you the right to put the sign there, but you still don't own the ground.
Yeah, you'd be,
No, I'm
you'd be
not
looking at
interested.
securing, you'd have to secure right away for the road, I'm guessing, wouldn't you? To actually be able to put a stop sign there. If the right of way is not already there,
Yeah.
you would actually have to secure the right of way.
If you want to try and prosecute somebody for going through the stop sign.
Yeah, but if Ed's on Delphi and that's Rossville Road and you see someone run a stop sign, he still has a legal duty to enforce the law, right?
But there is no law to have a stop sign there.
Yeah, I know.
You have one on the other side.
It'd be like if you put a stop sign out in your yard, then somebody drives down your street and they ignore the stop sign.
Well, you
You
could,
can't do anything to them for ignoring the stop sign.
to get, as a half measure, you could do 2 of them now until we figure out the right of way. Because we have the right to stop them going west, right? Because we have
Yeah.
the boundary on the north side.
At the boundary on the north side, you got the obviously the one in on Maud Drive. If you wanted to move it back to the Willis's, if they're in, but that would stop them kind of before the west drive. If the east drive is the problem, that doesn't help that. They truly stopped. How much speed can they get up before they get to the east drive anyway? But they can. Depends on who's driving.
I agree about the confusion of the lane coming from the ball field, that it would be cleaner to have it at the east drive.
I guess before we make a decision, find out right away and all that. And if there is no right of way, what's the thought of moving the freeway back to the park? The exit.
The exit lane, yeah.
Which brings me to the next point. Has anybody heard anything from the township?
As far as our meeting over no, not a word, no. About taking it over.
The county highway guy may not be that interested in putting a stop sign there. If you have any close contacts with the commissioners, they'll tell the county highway guy to put the stop sign there, and he'll put it there if they vote to put one there. So they're the final arbiters as whether or not there's a stop sign goes there. It's not the county highway superintendent.
Gotcha.
But if you only talk to him, no, he didn't want any more work.
Well,
he didn't want to pay for a sign. But commissioner, if they say it's a dangerous spot that Rossville would like to have, then everybody votes for the commissioners. So
Well, and I think I mean, if I was in their shoes, I think it also opens up a can of worms as to we're about to pave that road. So we're paying to pave the road, but does it even belong to us? Because it's on the list. It's getting paved here. That's the advertisement to bidders. So it's getting paved to clear out toward that bridge. So yeah, if we ask them about the stop sign, which I'm sure they're happy for us to pave their road, but they're also not, because it's not in their inventory, they are not getting tax money for it.
Yeah.
We are.
so we're talking about one block.
Which I like to be open with them about it. I'm not trying to step on toes. But we can, I mean, at the very least, the county surveyor might have some, they've been helpful in the past. They may have some records that show a right of way. Is that yours?
That's mine.
Yeah, Zach will always be helpful.
Yeah, so I mean, I guess if you want to hold off, I can reach out to the surveyor and see if we can find some evidence of a right of way on that road before you do anything. But I mean, if you wanted to at least say you're making progress on it, you could adopt it for at least one of them that's coming from the.
I think we've got two that we could.
You're showing 2 on that one. But could they adopt it with just the one for now until we figure out the other one, or?
You mean 2 out of 3?
We'd have
Well,
to
there's
have,
already one on Maud Drive
you'd
now.
have to have,
Is it-
you'd have to have an ordinance for one stop sign and then re-amend.
Yeah,
So, I guess I'm thinking of the people who wanted this, what's their perception gonna be that now it's been delayed again, but if you'd rather wait, that's fine, I was just throwing it out there, so.
Simple solution.
Well, there is a stop sign here on Mount Drive.
Go
but
back
it's-
to the
but it's not on the list
mean,
of the
it's-
stop signs.
Yeah, but then you're making someone's
Oh, it's
driveway.
there, yeah.
Yeah, I know.
My guess is
I know.
the
That's,
person on the subdivision just stuck one.
it makes sense to be
Yeah.
east,
Yeah.
and we can't do it back at the exit to the park because
You wouldn't have to buy one, but
road's
you could make
not-
it legal.
On this, he's putting the
Making it legal. for the
Making it
one
legal.
On Maud Drive.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
And that's fine. I figured as we can explain that to Jerry and just saying, hey, we've ran into a little snag here that we need to figure out. So
Okay, well, I guess we'll table this until we can find out more information then, and go from there.
That's fine. Sorry to open up a can of worms for you.
No, you're fine.
That's fine. No.
on your way out.
I thought you ought to know.
Yeah. Gee, thanks, Bob. Your last, one of your last official things to do. Do you have anything else? Have you been in contact with Liz on the?
No, I have not. About the enforcement.
Yeah.
No, I will contact her. She was gone for a while and then I didn't get back to her.
Okay. Are you going to be at our next meeting, the end of the year meeting
I can
next
be.
week on Wednesday?
That's up to you. If you want me there, I can be there.
Surely, maybe you've talked to Liz by then. So okay.
Contact her. She's usually pretty good to get
Okay.
deal we get. I know she's around again now.
Okay. Anything else you have?
No.
No. Okay. Brooke, you're up.
All right, I got the bonds here that need signed off on for Sarah and I. Those are just renewal of the bonds. I'm just gonna get up once because I'm gonna shove a bunch of stuff your way.
Okay.
This is the oath of office I gotta do again.
Okay.
You have to do this every time, and I'll sign it here in front of you. Okay. You can bring it next Wednesday. There's that. And let's see.
You want me to make this as a closer to the time you're gonna be sworn into
Sure.
for the year or, I don't think it makes a difference.
Yeah. Makes no difference to me either. Block system payment, I made that today. I made the check out today. It'll go out tomorrow. But we were talking about where that money was going to come from. We took it from. We got it. It was motor vehicle.
Lowit.
No, Lowit. What was it?
Machinery
and
equipment.
Yeah. So we just took it out of that.
Okay.
And allowance dockets here for the 2 pays. There's that. I want to get this stuff mixed up. Accounts payable voucher for the checks, November's checks. And talked about to the 2 law firms to say this was Rick Martin. He was $275 an hour. He gets $625 a month from Colfax, so he was wanting something kind of along those lines. I told him Bob was doing it for free, so he couldn't match. He could not match that.
Get what you pay for.
Let me look and see what I paid Bob this year. Oh, I haven't paid him anything yet. So he's doing it for free. And then here's the Ryan Moore Cook triplet and Albertson paperwork I got. They were $210 an hour.
Okay.
I'm just gonna paperclip all this together, but you guys can look at this if you want. This was Rick's quote he sent so that we had something on paper.
So we need to actually vote on that. And, second, here, we need to sign.
You want to introduce her?
Do you want to introduce her?
It's up to you.
You just want me to introduce myself?
Yeah. That was gonna be the next thing I said, but
Hi, I'm Bethany Alexander, so I'm an associate at the Ryan Law Firm. We'll just shorten it for everyone's sake. So the plan is going to be that myself and Alicia Albertson are going to take it over with kind of me being the point person. Alicia's going to spend quite a bit of time, getting me up to speed, training me. She represents a number of municipalities. And so you all are going to be kind of like my first to take on. So very excited, looking forward to working with you all.
Okay.
Anything else? Did I miss anything?
well, we do go to the water bar after every meeting and play trivia. So you're gonna have to pony up.
I'm going to have to get in on
Yeah.
that.
Yeah. Because I need some help. Bob helped me last time, so you guys are gonna have to help me when you come.
So I guess I will entertain a motion, Ben, if you want to, motion to accept, Ryan Moore Cook. I'll let you do that.
Make a motion that the town of Rossville hire Ryan Moore and Cook to represent the town of Rossville for legal counsel.
I'll second that. All in favor? Aye. Aye? Okay, you're legal now. And Brooke, do you have anything else?
Nope, that was it.
That was it?
Yeah,
Okay,
that was it.
alrighty. Anybody from the group have anything you want to add? Gee whiz, we're gonna get out of here in 45 minutes. That's a new track record, I think.
I think you got a half an hour at one time. I don't remember.
Did we?
I wasn't there.
Let's
I
shoot
I
for that
wasn't
on
there.
Wednesday.
Oh,
You
that's right.
blame me. You
Yeah.
blame me for it.
That's probably how they did it.
Everyone cheered and they were also happy.
Did you already see these? Do you want us? You already saw this?
Who can we reach out to for the township stuff for the park?
I don't know, I figured I'd just like,
Because I mean,
I did ask him a few months ago.
Let's take it. You would make a motion to adjourn.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Second. All in favor? Aye. Okay, we're official now.
Yeah, no, I did ask him about it and he said he needed it, but it really came down to once again, Gary to give his blessing on it. And then come up with it. Now, like I said, I would expect, I've been answering some questions with the rec soccer league and people are now starting to ask about.
Alrighty.
Can I read you the prosecutor? Are you gonna be an investigator, or are you gonna do
You're gonna have to.
Yeah.
courtroom lingo?
I already
I hope to be going